Nowadays they just talk, but they talk about nothing. Nowadays everybody wanna say something. Goddamn.
I'm speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. I'm Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. Welcome to speak on it. 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 Welcome to speak. 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 Who you with, Kirk, dog? Who you with, Kirk, dog? Hopefully y'all had a great day so far and a great weekend. Yeah, this is our first day back since Thursday night. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the show on Thursday with Miss Risky and myself and our special guest, Miss Simmons, our live counselor, taking questions on the live that night. So hopefully y'all did enjoy it. We had a good, strong conversation. If you didn't get a chance to check the show out, hopefully you caught the replay. But if you didn't, hey, go to YouTube and turn around and rewatch the show. It was good. We are on the eve of our last show for the year. Tomorrow will be it for the year. But we're still going to give out some gifts. We have a contest going on right now till January 31st. And in order to have your name put into that drawing, we asking that you go to YouTube, and if you're not already subscribed, subscribe to the channel, like, share, tell a friend on any one of the shows. And what we would do, anybody that does it, you must put in a comment, speak on it, and then your name will be added to the drawing. The contest will end on not January, December the 31st. So when we come back, we will announce the winner live on the show. We will do a drawing. We're going to give out several gifts, so definitely be a part. Now look, don't say I've already said, because I can see if you have subscribed, so don't do that. And also, since you are liking and subscribing to the channel, you can go to TikTok, Facebook, on all our social media and do the same. That will give you an extra name in the drawing. So definitely do that. Tonight, we're going to talk about a couple of things tonight. One thing, everybody heard about the devastating storms that hit from Arkansas all the way up north Kentucky. I think it went over 200 miles, the tornado devastation. But we're going to highlight Jim Finch, who is a local hero up in Kentucky, that instead of a line, he grew up in that area. So he went back to that area to give back to the people. So we're going to hit on him a little bit tonight, something positive. But then, we're going to go on back to our regular broadcast. We're going to talk about Thomas Conover, who is a local guy here in the DFW out of Keller, Texas. He was arrested last week for his part of the Capital 6 riot. and we're going to talk about him. And then we're also Alan Sweeney, uh, the former Proud Boy member who was sentenced to 10 years in prison for an assault for his part of the Capitol 6 riot, January 6th riot. So, like I say all the time, if you was a part of it, hey, go ahead and turn yourself in. Save us some tax dollars, because they're going to catch you. They're going to catch you because most of you don't. You want to go to social media and put all your information out there. So, but we would definitely hit on those also. If you are in the comments tonight, you can actually chat live with us. And if it's a subject that we're talking about, you want to call in, the number is always strolling across the top. You can call in 972 591 3665, 972 591 3665. That's only during a live show. So if it's the replay, don't call in. I won't answer. But other than that, I want to welcome everyone on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. D Live is always in the house. And also Anchor.fm. We are recording for Anchor.fm. And let's get it started. Welcome to the show. T-Cal is up in the house. Say, hey, Kurt Dog, I love the Christmas pick. Yeah, I haven't been back on since Thursday, but I see they added little stuff up in there. I kind of wish they had a Santa that was more colorful. I guess that's the best way of putting it. So, and little chocolate milk down there, but it's all good. It's all about the holidays. So hopefully, take out. Hopefully, you get your name in the hat too for the prize drawing that we're doing. It's gonna be interesting because we're gonna give out several prizes, and so you definitely want to be a part of it. I can tell if you subscribe. I can tell if you put speak on it on the video. I can tell all of that. So don't try to say, "Oh, I did this, I did that." Trust me, I know. I know exactly where we are. But we want to be able to do bigger things next year, but it's going to take a class participation to do it. And that's why we're asking y'all to take the time out. It don't cost anything to subscribe to the channel, nothing at all. So hopefully y'all take advantage of it and go ahead and subscribe. If you're not already subscribed, definitely take advantage of it and do it now. Support the show. Support your local show or your national show, because next year we're doing some bigger things next year. Miss Risky and I, we've been talking about some ideas we want to come up with. And we want y'all to be a part of it. Want to know your opinion. What are some things you want to see on the show? So hopefully by that time, my schedule will be back on order. So we will see, and we'll go from there. But oh, excuse me. So oh, excuse me. I'm bringing up Jim Finch because a lot of local news is not going to cover the things that this brother is doing up in Kentucky. He actually was born in the area of Mayfield, and what he decided to do, he had the resource to do what needed to be done. So, and this is actually from Newsweek, is where I called it at, but I know a lot of national stations not going to pick up on it. So I want to give Jim Finch his flowers now. A Kentucky-born man, Jim Finch, has been hailed as a hero after deciding to drive down to Mayfield and cook food for the people dealing with the aftermath of the tornadoes that struck the state over the weekend. The total loss of lives due to the tornadoes is unclear, and it's feared there could be as many as 100 dead. Um, hopefully, um, President Biden's supposed to visit the area tomorrow. Hopefully, he acknowledged Jim Finch for the simple fact. Here it is. It's a brother that is helping the community any way he can. I believe he said he have a big grill that he decided to load up, take it down there, and provide food. Um, I think he said he has sausage, eggs, whatever they need on the go. He provided for them. Um, and then being able to bring his grill out there and do more things as for cooking. Um, that stuff is not cheap, but this brother is doing it on his own. I'm sure it may be some local people trying to help him, but for him to take the first step to give back, Jim Finch, my hat goes off to you for doing the job well done, and helping your community. That's what it's all about. Trying to help your community and see exactly what need to be done, because at this point you have all these people that are homeless due to the storm. Of course, food is going to be very limited. I'm sure at some point, if they're not already there, I'm sure they probably there. American Red Cross is there, is trying to help, but uh, Mr. Finch is not American Red Cross. He's a one-man show. So he's out there doing what he have to do. So I really appreciate him stepping up to give back to his community. We need more heroes like that, not just in Kentucky, but all across this world. Um, that's why I love my church so much, because throughout this pandemic, um, Friendship West haven't stopped giving back to the community. They've been on the front line helping the community. And here it is, this brother up in Kentucky is helping his community at a time of need. So I appreciate you, Mr. Jim Finch, and keep on what you're doing. Um, and if you need anything, holler at me, 972-591-3665. Um, so that's just Jim Finch. I'm sure there's other people out there doing things that is trying to get back to the community and everything. But a lot of time when they talk about uh, people of color, it's always in a negative way. That's why I say this won't make national news of what this brother is doing, because they feel like it's not newsworthy. That's why I would take my platform and be able to highlight him. And if it's people in that area that can help donate, that can help them, whatever they can do, definitely take a part of it. And hopefully, uh, when President Biden visit that area tomorrow, he take knowledge of it and be able to shine a light on him. I don't know nothing about Mr. Finch. I just know he's doing a great thing, which is always good, giving back to your community. So definitely do that. Um, then we have some other folks that um, feel like instead of giving back to the community, they're going to take from the community. So this is out of Texas. Kellerman, who posed with beer during the January 6th Capitol riot, arrested, FBI officials say. Thomas Paul Conover was arrested by agents on misdemeanor count that include entering a restricted building and disorderly conduct. according to court documents. Um, he was arrested Wednesday morning last week for his role in the January 6th Capitol riot, according to the Dallas FBI field office. He was arrested by agents on misdemeanor count that include entering restricted building and disorderly conduct. According to the court documents, in early February, the FBI say they began receiving tips claiming Conover was bragging about attending the Capitol riot on social media. Screenshot showed Conover in several photos and videos of himself, both inside and outside of the Capitol. The FBI said Conover is seen entering the building via surveillance camera, and as he was wandering around the rotunda, he gave the following narrative in all capital letters. I pray to God that nobody does any damage to this stuff in here, cause I'm not down with that. But I'm kind of proud of the people that stood up and said, you know what? Enough. You don't see people spray painting shit or burning shit down. It's really kind of cool. I'm glad I came. Then he is seen taking selfie and um, posing with a can of beer. As Metropolitan Police Department officer arrived to assist in clearing the rotunda, Conover and an acquaintance engaged in several verbal confrontation with officer before leaving, according to court documents. While filming as he was leaving the Capitol, Conover said, I don't always storm the Capitol of the United States of America, but when I do, I prefer Coors Light as he held the beer. Um, according to court document, Conover owns Dent, Texas. Dent, Texas. That's the name of his business. A repair shop in Keller. Conover is the 33rd arrest by Dallas FBI field office, the highest total of any field office in the country, according to officials. Just last month, Frisco realtor Jeannie Ryan, who is infamous, known at live streaming her time in the Capitol and tweeting, definitely not going to jail, was sentenced to 60 days in prison. So the thing is, with Jenny and all of them that took part of this riot, and Thomas and all the rest of them, they all said pretty much the same thing. And some of them say it's the best day of their life, and they proud of what they did. But then when they end up getting caught and going to court, they want to ask for mercy. And I've asked this question several times: should they receive a slap on the wrist? My answer is hell no, because you had enough sense to know what you was doing was wrong. And because you chose not to do the right thing, you're gonna be held for your action, and you shall be held. You shouldn't get a slap on the wrist, just like any other terrorist. They should give you the max time that they will give any other terrorist. But unfortunately, because of some of these judges who believe in what y'all have done, giving you a slap on the wrist. And that's really crazy, because if it was anybody else, they would have gave them through the book at them. If that was a BLM protest and they done something like that, the whole story would have been completely different. It wouldn't have been uh, y'all being able to go home or try to fly back home without no consequences. It would have been shots fired, if anything. But at the same time, when you get caught, They give you a slap on the wrist. You still able to go out the country. You're still able to hang out with your family, go on family trips as if nothing is wrong. And then you turn around and get a slap on the wrist, get 60 days in jail or time served or probation because you're a grandmother. Well, you was a grandmother when you did this act. So at the same, since you was a grandmother while you did it, you should have had enough sense to lead your grandkids in the right way of doing things. But instead, the judge felt that it was fit to give you a slap on the wrist and give you probation. So don't give them special privilege for what they have done. Hold them accountable. That's what you do. That's what the law's supposed to do. It shouldn't be about the color of their skin. It should be about the action that they've done. They tried to overturn our government. And you're saying, oh, for overturning our government, we're going to give you probation because you was a grandmother. Well, you was a grandmother before you done that. Your grandkids probably should have told you, granted, don't go up there. That's not right. But at the same time, they give you a slap on the wrist. Then all these other folks, Jenny saying she's not going to jail because she blonde and with white skin. Well, the judge was forced, and she probably was right. She probably wasn't going to go to jail until she put that judge back up against the wall, and he had to do something. That's the only reason why she probably got prison time for the simple. He said 60 days, which is a slap on the wrist. She thinking she going there for 60 days to do yoga and lose weight. Well, she might gonna lose a little weight when Big Bertha start chasing her around that cell and she working hard cleaning her drawers. So she probably will lose a little bit of weight, but it won't be doing yoga and because she's unable to have alcohol. So don't believe the hype because this woman, she's not in her full mind thinking it's a vacation. She going to a resort and probably will be for her, but they need to put in a hard sell just like anybody else that done anything like this, and they should get the proper time that they should deserve, that the law deserve. All this entering a building, a restricted building. What you mean entering a restricted building? That's trespassing. That's breaking and entering. That's our government that they try to overturn. You're supposed to protect that by any means necessary. And then they want to complain because one person was shot by a Secret Service after she then not only broke in but tried to jump through a window to get to the sentence, and these senators don't want to cooperate with the fact that they need to do the investigation. Most of them don't want to do the investigation of the January 6th riot because most of their hands probably is dirty also, and they had knowledge of what was going to go on. But at the same time, if it was a BLM protest, it would not have the same outcome. We seen when BLM was marching by Capitol in Washington. They had them lined up against the steps, the Capitol Hill steps to make sure they wasn't able to go up here. But Trump had been warning us for so long. January 6th is going to be a day everybody will remember, and it is. It is a day that's going to go down in history, history on America, another stain on America politics, which I feel like it actually opened us up for more terrorist attack for the simple fact, look how they handling this situation. They don't want to cooperate. Our leaders don't want to cooperate. Most of them don't want to cooperate with investigating this and holding people accountable that is responsible for this. So don't get it twisted. America have a lot of things on it from slavery all the way up until today. Everything that is going on is a stain on American democracy. So Yeah, he should get the full extent for the law. I know he's local. Me personally, great thing. My vehicles don't have dents in it. If it did, I wouldn't support him. He's a terrorist to America. I would not support him. This is my opinion. I would not spend money with him. Why would I spend money on somebody who attack America? That's all I'm saying. So yeah, it is a bad situation for America. And then they don't want to hold these folks accountable. And when it's all said and done, it's all because the color of their skin. Um, and then speaking of that, I'm gonna see if I can pull up uh, this other story that came out, which is crazy. This is showing you the difference, which I know Miss Risky and I, we're going to talk about it tomorrow, the difference between black laws and white laws. And people think it's no issues with it, but I wasn't going to mention this tonight, but since we're talking about the injustice that is going on in America, let's talk about this. How do you feel about um, Pittsburgh man who pled guilty to planting bombs during a BLM protest sentenced to probation? He planned the bomb and pled guilty to it after a BLM protest, and the judge felt like it was fit for him to get probation. How did it work out? How can you give somebody who intended to kill and injure some of a different race in 2020? This happened in 2020 after the George Floyd killing. Um, and he intended for the bombs to go off. I believe it was 3 bombs. Luckily, they didn't go off. And he pled guilty to it. Pled guilty. And the judge gave him probation. Yeah, he spent a little bit of time in jail because he was arrested. It said a man who planted bombs after May 31st, 2020, Black Lives Matter protests in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, has been sentenced to probation. Probation. That's pretty jacked up. Probation for planting bombs. Welcome to the show, Radio Chaos. Long time listener. Thank you for always tuning in, supporting the show. I appreciate you. People like you, keep it going. According to the Washington Post, Matthew Mishawicka, whatever his last name is, pled guilty in August to charges of illegal possession 3 destructive device. He was facing 10 years in prison. On December 6th, he was given time served, 3-year probation, and 6 months house arrest. The Pittsburgh Post report that Assistant U.S. Attorney Jessica Smoller argued for a prison term in the range of 30 to 37 months, saying the device could have hurt or killed someone. Former U.S. Attorney Scott Brady labeled Michigan West, whatever his name is, as an agitator rather than a protester. Ken Harbor, lawyer for him, filed his sentencing memo under seal because extreme sensitive information about his client history and character. Wait a minute, all of that need to come out. Talking about because of his client history? First thing they do when an unarmed black man is killed by the police, they bring all their history, everything from birth to whenever they was killed by the police. That's the first thing they do. But he had said in an earlier proceeding that the man had become addicted to drugs and sought treatment in Florida. Yeah, but he also planted a bomb. 3 bombs after a Black Lives Matter protest. Peace. for the killing of George Floyd. And the judge felt fit to give him probation. And that judge is, y'all must remember, judges are elected officials. Need to make sure you send him walking. Give him his walking paper when his election come back up, his re-election come back up, because we don't need people in position to actually do these type of things, because that's a crime within itself. He committing a crime on us because now he putting us back at risk. Who to say this man is on probation, he won't do the same thing again or attempt to do the same thing. So yeah, it's a crime against us, against all of us, because at that point he didn't care if the bomb went off. He didn't care who it killed. I'm reading what radio put on there. Have you seen the shooting in Lubbock, Texas? A guy named Cal shot and killed his ex-girlfriend. His girlfriend, ex-husband, and claimed self-defense. Waking. Oh no! See, I've been out of pocket because my mornings have been starting about 3:45 early in the morning. So but I haven't read the story, but I'm gonna see if I can pull it up real quick. It's funny how let's see if I can pull it out. Da, da, da. Hold on. If you're just not tuning in, we are live. So sometime we may come up with stories in the middle of our show, and sometimes we have to verify it. So okay, yeah, this happened, I guess, back in November. Said he actually Cal Caruth attorney made case for self-defense after deadly shooting of Chad Reed. Out of Lubbock, Texas, the attorney for William Cal Caruth made a statement Wednesday in response to the release of video of a November 5th deadly shooting. Caruth was named at family court record as the man who shot and killed Chad Reed, 54, in the 2100 block of 90th Street. Now, police have not filed charges, nor have police said publicly if investigators believe the shooting was self-defense. The video was released by the attorney for Reed's widow, Matthew L. Harris, despite the confrontation between Reed and Caruth in the moments before the shooting. In the video, Caruth told Reed to leave. Caruth steps out momentarily to get a gun, while Reed had heated words with a woman identified in family court record as Reed's ex-wife. Reed and the woman were arguing over issue related to child custody. Making the case for self-defense, Caruth returned with a gun and repeated his demand that Reed leave. At that point, the video, despite Reed saying Caruth can go ahead and use it, motherfucker, because goddamn, I'll take it from you. Caruth attorney David G. Gwynn with Hewley, Gwynn, and Singh said the shooting was self-defense. All Texans may lawfully brandish it. No, you can't just brandish a firearm to protect themselves, their property, and their business. Now, if you're going to pull a gun, you need to be prepared to use it. That could get you killed. While Cal did that, Chad Reed advanced on him. And Gwen also emphasized Reed's threat to take the gun from Caruth. He tried to take the gun away from Cal. In doing so, he was powered enough to fling Cal 180 degrees around on Cal's patio, grazing his left leg. He was continuing his advance on Cal, threatening him, and posing as immediate threat. Cal responded. Gunn said that is justifiable homicide. Lubbock County Criminal District Attorney Sunshine Sting recused her office from prosecuting the case. The case was handed over to the Texas Attorney General. That's the wrong person to get it. News organization in Lubbock, including everything Lubbock.com, questioned the transparency of Lubbock police after the shooting, not for holding back Ruth's name, but for holding back detail of what led to the shooting in a police report, holding back a name of a suspect or potential suspect in standard procedure prior to the filing charges. I'm gonna see if I can pull this up on my phone instead, and we'll play the sound bite if I can get it to come up on my phone. Hold on, real quick, because from what I'm seeing, it sounds like he knows somebody, and for the police department to step away from it, 9 times out of 10, he probably knows somebody who working there and probably felt like it's a conflict of interest. I don't know. It's just a still shot. That's not going to work. But either way, it was all about what we talk about in the past about malicious parent syndrome. They was having a problem. The two parents of the child was having a problem, a discussion, but getting upset. I'm like this. I don't sit up and argue with folks because I feel like we're both grown. We should be able to communicate. And to get upset to the point where it's a problem, that's communication need to happen. And if that is the new husband or boyfriend of the mother of the child, that's a discussion I feel that all three of you gonna have to play a part in it. Yeah, that's why I said when I seen that they referred it to Texas General Attorney General Ken Paxton, not good. And that's all I'm gonna say. That's why we need to get them out of office. Radio said the shooter's wife is the judge appointed by Greg Abbott. That's why I say, hold on, I'm gonna see if I can play that sound bite real quick. Make sure it's up for we can hear. How much time? I forgot about Anchor. Hopefully, oh yeah, hold on. You're listening to Speak On It with Who You With Kurt Dog. I mean, Who You With Kurt Dog. We are live and talking about a story that radio brought up. The shooting that happened in Lubbock, Texas. So we getting ready to play the sound bite. This is who is this from? KLBK. I assume that's a local station out of Lubbock. Hold on, let's see if we can hear that sound bite.
From you. This is on video. Get off of the property. Where's my son? Her ex-husband has found up.
Okay, that was a short version of the video. You can hear someone saying, "Get off the property. Then someone saying that her ex-husband have showed up and 2 shots was fired. It appears that the ex-husband is the guy in the black shirt, and it looked like he's reaching for a gun. But either way, you do not pull out a gun, not unless you intend on using it. And you can't hesitate. I'm sorry, but you don't hesitate because what we read, it talked about you pull it out, I'm going to take it from you and I'm going to shoot you. And basically, no, I'm sorry. Look like her new man is the one in the black, and the one in the green is the ex-husband. And but either way, that should never happen. People are so quick, instead of trying to work stuff out, they so quick to want to pull a gun and handle a thing in a more violent way, which is never a good thing. And this day and time, so many road rage are going on. Kind of like yesterday on my way home, seeing a guy driving home, a lot of traffic, so I hit the service road, and some guy knew that lane that he was in. He's supposed to make a U-turn to go back the other way. Well, he get up there and he bogart his way in front of me. And I just said, okay, I'm tired. So the guy, the light is green, he stopped. Then he rolled his window down, started waving somebody to come up front. So him and his friend cut in front of me and make a left turn. Then he looked in the mirror like, he said, what? I just said, you know what? It ain't even worth it. Because the dude probably was looking for some trouble. And I'm like, man, I'm trying to get home. I'm tired. I got to do this again in the morning. Radio said he fired a warning shot at the guy's feet. I thought you can't hear. Warning shot. In the video, it was only maybe less than 15 seconds. So I'm going to have to pull up the other video and see if I can see it on there. But it was maybe 15 seconds where I heard the woman saying her ex-husband showed up, and then I heard 2 shots, and then you can see the guy goes back, and then the video cut off right after the 2 shots. So I'm going to have to see if I can find the full video and see more of it. But either way, that's why I said he must know somebody. And to find out that his wife is a judge appointed by Greg Abbott, that say a whole bunch. And I'm going to be honest with you, because this connection between Greg Abbott and Ken Patson, nothing is going to happen. This case is for to be buried. Nothing is going to happen. They're not going to step in. They're going to be like, oh, it was justified. Bottom line is, whatever was going on, just to show up without making prior arrangement. I don't know the background of the ex-wife and ex-husband. He could have been abusive. I don't know. But to just show up, that's something where y'all need to communicate to discuss the things or whatever is going on with the kids. Because at the end of the day, guess what? The kids are the ones that's going to suffer from it. Because now, I don't know if the kids was there, but now their father is gone. Is dead. So they're going to have to live with the fact that the mother new man shot the father and killed him for whatever reason. And we know when you're dealing with malicious parents, that story is going to get switched around. Exactly. Radio said the dead guy's son now has to live with his mom and the guy that killed his father. And that's probably gonna lead to some other issues. And I pray and hope that child did not witness this, because if that child had to witness this, and some parents, here's another problem that a lot of parents make the biggest mistake. They would discuss things that need to be discussed among themselves right in front of their child. And sometimes these conversations is not pleasant. They will cuss, argue, say whatever they want to try to hurt the other person. But that child is witnessing all of this. So you're planting a seed in that child's head to think it's okay to treat their wife, their ex-wife, or whoever the same way. That's why what you should do, you don't have to, what you should do is be able to have a conversation like adults, be able to sit down and talk about things. But you also need to be able to communicate between the two of you. It should not be one-sided. It should come from both sides. Where y'all work together, you work together to make the kids. So you should work together to raise the kids the right way and never say anything negative in front of the kids. Radio said the shooter is also a leader in a 2A coalition in the county. Yeah, that's I'm telling you, nothing is gonna happen to this guy. Nothing at all. All because of the connection that he has through his wife. That's why nothing is gonna happen. That's why Lubbock police was so quick to pass it on. Now, normally they send it to the Texas Rangers, but they bypassed them and sent it to Ken Patson. That tells you a whole bunch right there. Because normally, if a local police department is not going to investigate something, or they're excusing themselves from investigating something, they pass it to the Texas Rangers. But they bypassed them and sent it straight to Ken Patson, who is also up on the investigation for 2 crimes. So uh, that tells you a whole bunch. It's a lot of foolishness going on in that whole situation. And with Ken Patson, I don't trust him as far as I can see him. And I can see pretty good as I get older. Before I hit 40, I could see pretty good. But now, I better wear my glasses. But the thing is, it's one of those situations where I don't see anything happening to this guy. All because who his wife know. There it is. All because of who his wife know. And it should have went to the Texas Rangers, not to Ken Patson. Yeah. They probably need to bypass them and go from there. Oh, excuse me. Trying to keep my water intake up. Water is good for your body in many ways. So yeah, but that's crazy. Thank you for giving me that information, Radio. I've been out of pocket on a lot of things, and because of my schedule, a lot of time when I find out about stuff is when I finally get a time to sit down and discuss and research things, but I don't always get the opportunity. Then also, I guess I deleted that story. Let me look back at my headlines. Oh, oh, okay. Let me pull that story back up because I guess I accidentally deleted. Um, uh, so it also came out that the former Proud Boy, Alan Sweeney, sent to prison for 10 years, citing his lack of remorse. A judge on Friday sentenced self-proclaimed Proud Boy Alan Sweeney to 10 years in prison for pulling out a loaded revolver, firing paintball, and spraying bear mace at counter-protests in downtown Portland last year. Uh, the county circuit judge Heidi Mowat Sweeney has shown no remorse during his trial and up to his sentencing for his action during two demonstrations in August 2020. While she said she agreed argued that there were bad actors on both sides on both days, she added, the fact that the fact is that you are not just reacting on those days, you were also provoking, and you chose then to become one of those bad actors as well. Prosecutor Nathan Vargas sought a slightly higher sentence of 10 years and 1 month. Colin Sweeney light for political violence and extreme dangers to the community. Vargas also submitted a letter Sweeney wrote from the county inversionist jail to former Minneapolis police officer Chauvin. Um, Sweeney described George Floyd, the black man Chauvin killed by kneeling on his neck for more than 9 minutes. This day has been a long time coming, Vargas said. He traveled around the country looking for fight. He came to Portland because he knew he would get that fight. He is a white nationalism cowboy, and what's the most troubling part about the statement? He actually enjoyed that label. The defense lawyer, Joseph Westover, argued for a probationary sentence. At trial, Westover said Sweeney was acting in self-defense against agitators who wouldn't stop harassing him. As always, they yell self-defense. I don't understand that. They always say self-defense. But if you didn't put yourself in that position, you wouldn't have to defend for yourself. I guess that's only applied to Cal, him, and several other people in that position. I'm just saying. Um, he he urged the judge to consider Sweeney post-traumatic stress from his combat service during Operation Desert Storm in Iraq and his lack of criminal record beyond a single misdemeanor more than a decade ago. To mandate minimum sentence of 5 years for Sweeney's second-degree assault conviction. Sweeney saw himself as a protector who came to Portland to stand in between Black Lives demonstrators causing havoc in the city and black and blue protester Westover told the court from his home in Texas. He'd been watching videos of protests in Portland, and the final straw for Sweeney was a rally in 2018 in Portland, where he saw someone throw an explosive into a group of unarmed protesters, Wester said. For his sentencing hearing, Sweeney chose not to change into a dress suit that his lawyer bought him, but remained in his blue jail strip and said, "This is good. This is my suit," Sweeney told his lawyer as two deputy sheriffs led him to the defense table. I don't understand it. Radio said nobody will ever admit they do things for a thrill or out of anger. That's just sad. I don't understand it, and probably would never understand it because you should be held accountable for your action, whatever you do. If you believe in something that strong, you should always stand up for what you believe in. And if you're charged with your action, you should also stand up for what you believe in and say, hey, I did this. Don't try to lie your way out of it. If you felt that strong about it, you should have admitted, yeah, I did it. Yeah, I did it. That's why I don't lie. I tell you just like it is. I I tried lying way back in the days. After you ask me 2 or 3 times, I'ma just admit, yeah, I did it. I did it because I don't remember lies. So yeah, if you feel that strong about something, be honest with yourself and admit it, and stand up for what you believe in. Um, Radio said I saw a video of a defendant spit at the judge. Nasty, nasty. That that would be an ass whooping. Yeah, don't let it hit me, especially not now. You may have COVID. Um, no, that'd be an ass whooping. There ain't no other way of putting it. You spit, no, that's not gonna happen with me. Um, two two more stories I want to talk about. Then we can ask Kirk Dog anything. One story, um, which is since we're talking about gun violence, um, I was looking at Instagram today, and this video is making its round on Instagram. This is why I say all the time, everybody who's able to get a gun don't need a gun. This young man on Instagram, this young lady sitting in a chair, and when the video come on, he fired one shot toward her, but up away from her, but toward her and hit a wall. And I'm like, why in the hell are you firing a shot at this young lady? Now the young lady is sitting in a chair, and he's asking her, "You gonna have my baby or what? You gonna have my baby or what?" And she laughing. She like, "I can't believe you shot at me." She laughing, and I don't know if she agreed to do it just because of what he done to try to stay safe. But ladies, that's a red flag. Somebody joking or not joking. Or even if it was one of those videos that was supposed to be for laugh or whatever, it's nothing funny playing with a gun. Nothing funny at all. I hope they find out who this person is and hold him accountable. But then this young lady, she need to take a stand and realize she worth more than that. Yeah, in the video she was laughing. I'm hoping she was just laughing, trying to play it off. But for this guy to fire his gun at you and to say, "Oh, you're gonna have my baby," and you agree, it could have been one of those situations where I'm gonna just tell him, "Yeah, let me get up out of here." I don't know, but at the same time, if anybody is making threats towards your life or anything like that, definitely take it serious. Take it serious. Um, that's one of the things I wanted to mention, but then there's another story I also wanted to mention. Hey, T Cal, I see you came back in. There's another story I wanted to mention as well, which was disturbing. Um, um, Wanted to mention as well. So I believe this happened Sunday when this took place, which is very disturbing. Hold on, let me reset Anchor because I know that's going to take more than the time we have. You're listening to Speak on the Wood Who You With Kurt Dog. I'm L, Who You With Kurt Dog. We're talking about different stories tonight, so definitely tune in, chime in. If it's something you want to discuss also, you can also call in when we are live, 972-591-3665. Right now, we're talking about this double murder and suicide that happened in Pennsylvania over the weekend. Hold on, that's the wrong story. I said it. Let me pull that story back up. Where is it? Hold on. Okay. Hoping it was let me make sure it was in the same area. In Maryland, I'm sorry. Father kills ex-girlfriend, ex-wife, and himself. Kids left waiting alone in car. Police in Maryland say that a man. Oh, I know that was going to do that. Hold on. Let me pull up another story because this one want me to pay for it. Kids was in the car outside while father killed their mother himself in Maryland. A man who police say shot his girlfriend to death in Baltimore before killing his ex-wife and then himself in Howard County. Saturday brought his two young children with him in the car to the second shooting, authorities say. Raji Sharif Black, 44, of the 7600 block of Burnberg Way in Hangover, shot and killed his ex-wife, 42-year-old Wendy Natalie Black, in the vestibule of her apartment building on Edinburgh Drive in Columbia, about 2 p.m. Howard County Police said Sunday. Officer found their two young children in Black's gray BMW X3 in the parking lot of the apartment complex after the shooting. They were not hurt and didn't see the shooting, police said. The children are in a safe environment, authorities said. Police believe Black went to Howard County shortly after killing his girlfriend earlier Saturday in Baltimore. At around 1:37 p.m., the Baltimore Police Department said officers responded to the 1500 block of Marshall Street for a report of an alarm where they noticed sign of a forced entry into a home. Inside, they found that unresponsive 41-year-old woman believed to be Black girlfriend suffering from gunshot wounds. She was pronounced dead on the scene. Baltimore police discovered a video posted on social media in which the suspect stated his intention to go to Howard County, according to a spokesperson for Howard County Police. By the time the Howard County Police Department learned about the video, the suspect and the second victim were already dead. The spokesperson said police didn't release any further detail about the video. Another story I read about this situation. The guy had said in the video still dealing with malicious parent syndrome. Said in a video that uh, he did something he never thought he would do. He admitted that he shot and killed his ex-girlfriend, and he was going to where all his stress and depression started. Said he was going to his ex-wife and kill her and then take himself out. Thank God he didn't do anything to those kids. Those kids did not have to witness this. Um, During this time, we're all up under a lot of stress with the pandemic, trying to live day to day, trying not to get the virus, and with just everything that is going on in the world, where these gas prices looking like GPAs, and um, they just high as hell. And you trying to decide if you're gonna put food on your table, gas in your car to get to work, or what you're gonna do. And it's a lot of stress we up under. And unfortunately, this brother, he took the easy way out. Um, that's why we talk about getting counseling all the time on the show. If you're working, go to your HR, ask about the EAP program, Employee Assistance Program. You can get free counseling, not only for you, but your spouse and your kids. You can get it for free, but you have to make that first step and ask for help. Um, this brother been up under a lot of stress, dealing with his ex-wife. Don't know what the situation was. Could have been hurtful because they broke up. Whatever the situation was, it wasn't to the point where you had to take her life, uh, then your ex-girlfriend life, and then your life. Now your kids is struggling with the loss of both parents, and if they've been around the ex-girlfriend, they also having to deal with that, the mental issues that they're gonna have, from having to. Good thing they didn't see it, but having to deal with this, that's going to be something they're going to remember for the rest of their life. As they get older and read more about this story, it's going to be even worse. So get some help. If you're up under stress, get some help. I don't care who you are. I say all the time, I take counseling once a week. I had my counseling today. It's a wonderful thing because if not, I'd probably be doing a cussing show. But at the same time, taking counseling is always good. There's nothing wrong with asking for help and receiving help. But the only way counseling help is you be honest with them. You have to be honest with your counselor to get the proper help. That's why we had Miss Simmons on the show on Thursday. I appreciate her taking time out of her busy schedule to come on that time of night to be able to help us. Not just me, but everybody that listen. So I appreciate her for doing that. And hopefully next year we can have more and more counselors to come on. Um, but it's one of those situations where we as the people have to realize that we're so stressed out. We need to get some help. We need to ask for help. Whatever we need to do. During this pandemic, a lot of people have gotten divorces, broke up. Now they dealing with the aftermath. A lot of things is taking place that is going against a lot of people. So be thankful that we're still here and be able to communicate. Find you a person that you could talk to relieve all that stress. Don't try to carry this on your back by yourself. It's okay to find somebody who is professional to do it Go to your EAP, ask for help, and get help. A lot of insurance companies now are offering free mental health counseling without having you out. You're not able to have to pay a deductible for it. They are giving it to you to prevent anything else from happening. So take advantage of it. Don't be like I was. Oh, I'm black. I don't go and listen to counselors. I don't want them all up in my business. Don't be like that. You got to break that chain, that generation curse. You need to break it and ask for help. I do notice that a lot of younger folks are going to counseling now, which is a good thing because that's our next generation and they're going to change this word. Counseling is okay. It's okay to ask for help. Radio said, buy a set of drums. They're great for relieving stress. Exactly. Um, if it's something you like to do. Matter of fact, I believe Miss Risky mentioned on the show several times. She colored. She have a couple of coloring books. She does that to relieve stress. Um, for me, I take counseling, but at the same time, I have to back away from things. I try not to go on social media as much, but I'm on there. Um, and it can be stressful if you're on there all the time. So I have to pull away sometime, and but I do different things. I do this podcast to help relieve stress. Um, Instead of holding my feelings in, I give it to y'all. I talk to you what's going on. One thing about me, I'm gonna always be honest with you, no matter what's going on. That's why I do hold the segment about ask Kurt Dog anything. And that's for the simple fact you can ask me anything and I will answer. Unless it's too personal. If it's too personal, I'm gonna tell you no. I don't give out my business like that, but I'm pretty much an open book. Anything you ask me, I will give you the answer and I will be truthful. As long as you ain't asking for my address or nothing, uh, I'm all good. So, but definitely get some help. No matter what you're going through, ain't nothing too hard for God. So definitely get some help. If you're just not tuning in, I said at the beginning of the show that we're giving away prizes. It's a couple of ways to do it. I said several people on YouTube. Since you're on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel, like, share, make a comment on the post, speak on it, and you will be entered into a drawing. The contest would end on the 31st. And then when we come back, we're going to do a live drawing on the show. We're going to give out several prizes. We're going to do a live drawing on the show. And the names that we choose, you're going to get a gift bag. And also, we still working out another detail, but I think you'll really like it. And you can get multiple entry if you follow Miss Risky and myself on all social media. Each one that you do, just put speak on it, and we'll put your name in the drawing. So I think altogether, we're going to give away several prizes. I don't know exactly how many, but it's going to be more than two, I know for sure. It may be up to five. Not at all. This is not Oprah. I might be able to buy you one of those small Cadillacs. Yeah, I don't even know if they make the figure cars or Cadillacs anymore, but one like that. But no Cadillac. Um, but I think people will enjoy the prize. It's going to be um, very interesting. So definitely, while you're on YouTube, just type speak on it in the comment. Your name will be entered into the drawing. And if you go to each one of our platforms, you will get more entry into it. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, D Live, Twitter, TikTok, uh, even Anchor.fm. So I would know if you subscribe. I would know if you put the comment on there, speak on it, and I would automatically write your name down, put it in a bag, and hopefully you get the prize. Um, so definitely do that, and we will be looking forward because next year we're doing some big things next year. So y'all better get ready for it. We will be going into our third year next year, I believe in March. So that's um, man, that's a milestone. So that will be real good. But also, right now we're gonna um, do the segment. We do it every once in a while. I ask Kurt Dog anything you can ask me, anything you want to, and I would answer truthfully, unless it's something very personal. Um, but other than that, let it go. Let it go. Whatever you want to know, this is the time to ask, and we will go from there. We got a couple of minutes left because 3:45 come early, so we can definitely do the excuse me, and do that to try to get prepared for tomorrow. Now, tomorrow will be our last show for the year. We will be doing replays until we come back, and we will be doing replays. But trust me, you will get the opportunity to win a prize. It's actually some good prizes. So, and what we would do is, if your name is chosen, we'll tell you to send us the information, and then we'll make sure you get your gifts. So that's the way we're gonna do it. Um, it was something else I seen I wanted to talk about. See, that's the problem um, when I'm gone. I get behind on some of these stories. Like for instance, the CNN producer was arrested by FBI and accused of trying to recruit mom and their underage daughter for sexual training. And so stuff like that, I I try to put all I can in um, the time I have. Normally, I try to break it down when I was doing Sunday through Thursdays. Um, But this is interesting. CNN being in the news quite a bit lately, but the producer was arrested Friday, accused of luring mothers and their underage daughter for sexual training and unlawful sexual activity, the U.S. Attorney Office for the District of Vermont said in a news release. John Griffin, 44, was charged with 3 counts of using a facility uh, of interstate commerce to attempt to entice minor to engage in unlawful sexual activity. Mm. The indictment said Griffin used messaging app like Kik and Google Hangout to connect with people who claimed to be the parents of young girls. He tried to persuade parents to allow him to train their daughters to be sexual submission, the news release said. In one incident described in the indictment, Griffin is accused of sending a mother from Nevada $3,000 to fly her and her 9-year-old daughter to visit him and of engaging in unlawful sexual activity with a child. On Saturday, CNN said Griffin has worked as a producer for the network for about 8 years. The charges against Mr. Griffin are deeply disturbing. A CNN spokesperson said, "We only learned of his arrest yesterday afternoon and have suspended him pending investigation. If convicted, Griffin faced anywhere from 10 years in prison to a life sentence on each count," the news release said. Mm, yeah, that's crazy. To answer your question, Radio, have you ever gone skiing? No, I never been. I would love to go to a snowy mountain and have a good time, but it's something about. I'm gonna be honest with you. What got me? I've always wanted to try it, but I don't know if you remember, maybe 10 years ago or something. A lot of people was skiing and they kept hitting these trees, and it was killing them. And after that, I said, you know what? I don't think I want to do that. Who was it? Sonny that was killed while skiing, and I just no, cause I'm a man of a larger size, and kind of like an 18 wheeler, have a lot of weight on them. They don't stop on the dime. Well, with myself being on skiing, I'm gonna be like an 18 wheeler. I'm not gonna be able to stop on a dime, and that might be a disaster. So I'm gonna stay off the skiing. Not unless it's a ski video or something. But I have ice skated before as a child, not as a grown up. Because after a certain age, you fall. You don't heal as quick as you used to. So um, so I never done skiing before. Uh, but I would love to go to the slopes just to watch, but not on two ski. Matter of fact, I wouldn't even. I got pressured to doing. Well, it wasn't even water skiing. It's water skiing. It was a water tubing. And my motto is that's a lot of water to try to drink in a short period of time. So I barehood this tube, and I think I flipped maybe 4 or 5 times, but I wasn't letting go of that tube. And um, then when I got married, one of my friends, they always joke with me about it. When we got married, um, we got on some jet skis. Once again, that's a lot of water to drink in a short period of time. And every once in a while, my friend be like, they'll just pull up to me, because they was on the side of us, we was on the other side, and their waves causing our skis to jump. And I'm like, nah, I'm taking my time. Wasn't doing it. So yeah, that's all the ski stories of water jet ski or anything else. No, if, no, won't do that one. But definitely, if I'm, it's crazy because I always said I wanted to um, go snorkeling. I don't know why, but even then, I'm be kind of nervous. Radio said I was into crazy mountain biking. Ooh, when I was younger, did a lot of dangerous stuff on a bike and lived to tell about it. Bikes, yeah. Back in the days, we used to set up a piece of plywood and some bricks or something and make us a ramp and make a ramp. And let's just say one time I came down handlebars first. Yeah, came down handlebars first, which was never good. So um, never been up in the mountain because, well, I've been up in the mountains, but not like mountain bike riding and stuff like that. Um, but even then, I have to know. my surrounding because I don't like snakes. Um, Dead, alive, or fake, I don't like them. So I definitely um, don't too much cut for them. Now, I've been up in the mountains, but I was able to drive up to the door and go straight in. Um, which by time for us to do another trip for that, um, we've been talking about trying to get something together. So hopefully, my crew is listening. We can do it at the beginning of the year. Um, it's been a while, so we had a fun time when we did it last time. So, but trying to think what I would like to do. I've never done skydiving. Um, my wife, we talked about it, but like I said, after a certain age, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. In my younger days, I took a lot of risk on a lot of stuff, um, but even then, if it has something to do with outdoors where possible snakes, stuff like that. I would love to go hunting, but it have to be really, 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 really cold for me to go hunting. Uh, the chances of seeing a snake out and about is very slim. So if you haven't learned by yet, I don't like snakes. Um, but yeah, we talked about doing hunting. I love fishing. Um, I do pretty much a lot of stuff if I have the time, but right now my time is very limited, and it's I, right now my time is going to work, come home, take a shower, get something to eat, and go to bed, then do it again in the morning. So, um, oh no, no, I don't deal with no type of snakes, um, none at all, dead, alive, or fake. I don't deal with them. And I used to work with this young lady. She used to bring a python to work. And one day she came to work and she had her hand bandaged up. I'm trying to figure out why. So I asked, I said, hey, what happened to your hand? She said, oh, um, remember I told you my snake hadn't been eaten? Well, I woke up this morning, my hand was in his mouth. Okay. And you still had that snake? Because that would have been a dead snake. Um, that's why I don't. Nope. Said the snake tried to eat her hand, which that's the reason why that snake wasn't eaten. It was sizing her up. But, yeah, that snake was sizing her up, and he was making preparation. Cause she used to talk about how she slept in the bed with the snake just run freely. Mm-mm. Uh, nah, can't do that either. Mm-mm. Nope, no type of snakes. I've seen, um, like you go to the zoo or something, you may see a rattlesnake in there. And I've seen just by you passing by the glass, they try to strike you, even though they in a close encounter, they still try to bite you. Kind of like, for instance, a couple of months back, we talked about the cobra that is loose in Grand Prairie, and I just followed up on the story, and they still haven't found that thing yet. So it's no telling where that cobra is. So if you're in Grand Prairie, you need to be careful because that cobra is still loose. Um, that was a couple of weeks ago. I got a thing about an update on it, and they said it still wasn't haven't been found yet. So that cobra is still loose in Grand Prairie somewhere. I just hope I don't run across it. You're you're listening to Speak On It with Who You With Kurt Dog. I am Who You With Kurt Dog. Right now, we are doing Ask Kurt Dog Anything. If you are on the platform, let us know where you listen, where you watching us at, because we have people from all over. From of course, radios in Canada. I don't know. These phones, they be tripping. Just as we start, uh, no, I never rode one. I would love to. I would love to. Um, just as we start talking about a snake, y'all be careful behind these trees now. I just got a alert talking about venom snake found lurking in family Christmas tree. And this is from CNN. There's usually a sense of excitement about what lies beneath the Christmas tree. But for one festival family, the biggest surprise was lurking in the branches up above. Rob and Marcella Wild wasted no time in calling in a profession after they discovered one of Africa's most venomous snake hiding between the tinsels and at their home in South Africa on Friday. See, mm-mm. I love live trees, but of course you have to deal with the aftermath, whatever is in that tree. Now, but you brought that tree home, and that snake just sitting there. So just imagine if you didn't see him, and that snake said, "Oh, let me go over here and see what's going on in here and bite you, or bite your kids, or whatever while you sleep." So no, I can't do that. Um, no, but I would love to ride an elephant. I would love to go to ride a camel too. I would love to go to Dubai if we ever get out of this pandemic. I would love to go to Dubai and ride a camel. And if I go to a country where you can ride elephants, I would love to do that too. Um, I, my wife and we talked about Africa, but then the pandemic struck and all of that. So, but eventually, hopefully, be able to go there and hang out. I have friends that have gone. Um, don't believe everything you see on the TV about Africa, because the friends that I have know that have gone, and they showing videos and all of this, it's nothing like what people think. So don't believe that. Um, Radio said I saw a king cobra in Thailand. It can rear up high enough to look you in the eyes. Its head is as big as your fist. Yeah, that cobra probably would have ran for me because he would have smelled some things. My whole inside probably would have dropped. Now, was this a trained cobra, or was this just you out and about and ran up on them? Because that's a difference. Because I don't want to see nothing. Nah, I probably would have passed out. I don't want to see that. So let us know if you was out and about and ran on it, or if this was one of these cobra shows that was going on. Um, that that's a scary sight. Out and about. Oh hell no! Out and about in a national park there. No, that wouldn't. I don't know if you can play dead with a cobra and it'll leave you alone. my soul would have left my body because can't do that one at all. Yeah, that national park would have been Funky Park by the time I left there. Um, man, and out in the national park is probably was a huge snake. Mm-mm. No, that would not have been good at all. That would have been terrible for somebody. Uh, no, when we got married, we had some uh, those. Well, it was different type of lizards and stuff, like the dragons or whatever. Um, they just freely walking around. Like, oh no, but they didn't mess with us. But I'm like, one of them might like my cologne or something, but didn't like it, and I'm paying attention to them. I'm like, nah. Yeah, you've done some things. You following around a 8 foot lizard. He might be hungry. Might be his day to eat. Might be like, you look tasty. I smell bacon. So nah, I couldn't. That's too big for me. Just walking around freely. So let me ask you this, Radio. What is the most exotic thing that you ate that you knew it wasn't normal to eat? Because in different countries, uh, in different countries, they eat a lot of things that is delicates for them, but for us, we frown on it. We like, nah. Um, Said if you keep your distance, you're okay. Um, and what I mean about that, I know is some people would say, uh, like some backwood country folks, they some of them say they would eat anything, including possum, snakes, whatever. I can't. I won't. So um, I know you travel quite a bit and seen a lot of things from being on a cruise ship. What are some things that you actually have tried that most people would probably frown upon it? And if you like it or not. Um, I know for myself, I've done beef tongue before, and never had it before. But the way this one was made, it actually was tastes like a pot roast. I just tried it just because, and it was actually pretty good. They had it smothered in gravy, and it tastes like a pot roast. I was like, oh, not bad. Which what I look at with a beef tongue, you already eat beef. Why not? Um, Radio said I'm not an adventurous eater. I always, oh, excuse me. I always make sure I know what I'm eating. I did know a guy who used to eat anaconda steak in South America. Oh, nah, I can't do that one. Certain things I'm not interested in. Now, I did try some bear beef jerky, and it had a strong wild taste to it. I wasn't too pleased with it. I would say that probably the most exotic thing I eat that I knew about. Uh, and reason why I say that because Um, Sometimes you eat at certain places, you don't know exactly what you got. But what I knew I tried was a bear beef jerky. I've done um, a rabbit in a square years ago. Now, would I do it now? Probably won't. Probably won't. Um, and I've told this story before where one year, this guy who I used to work with during the holidays, he decided, well, kind of find out he always sold ducks. Uh, um, he always sold ducks. So he told me, he said, hey, Kurt, dog, um, I got this duck, man. I think he was charging like $3 or $4 per duck. And you go by there and you take the duck. Um, he'll take the duck and uh, kill the duck right there and clean it and give it to you. Well, when he got ready to do that, the ducks looked at me out of the cage like they was asking me to help. You could see the fear in their life. And when he did it, I said, you know what? I paid him for it and I took it right to my uncle. I said, here you go, Unc. He said, what? You don't want this duck? I said, man, the look that duck had on his face, I don't want him. I do not want him. So I gave it away. I hear if it's food better to me, it's not the greatest to eat like bears and lions. It's that bear beef jerky wasn't good at all. TK said, I know they have it gone all over Aruba. I've been to Aruba and unfortunately I got sick when I left there. That might be the reason why they gave me something my body wasn't used to. Went to Aruba one year and uh, the night before on our way back home. Well, I was good until that morning. We get on the plane, and when we made it to Miami, I just started feeling bad. Back was hurting, didn't know why. And I think I was laid up for like a week after we got back. Couldn't eat, couldn't hold nothing down, going back and forth to the doctor. He didn't know what was wrong, doing all type of tests. Any test you could think of, he did it and couldn't figure out what was going on. And I said, no. So it finally took its course after a week and I felt better. So I think it was something I ate over there. And he couldn't figure out what was wrong. Then, of course, I changed doctors after that because I'm like, look, I'm paying you all this money. I need to know something. I never figure out what was going on with me. He never figured it out. So no matter what test they took, everything came back negative. And I'm like, nah. So I guess I just had a stomach bug. Uh, we did, when we went to Aruba, um, our hotel, which this is another thing, do your research. Because I said, okay, because we had never been there, I said, we're going to stick with a name brand hotel. Yeah, we won't do that no more. So I know it's at least 2 casinos that was there. Now, the time that we went, it was the off season. A lot of things were closed during that time. So because it was closed, we didn't get the full effect. But they say when you go, actually, this time of the year is their busy season. Um, and they was like, you go this time of the year, it's very expensive to go there. We didn't know. We just were trying to figure somewhere to go. And that was one of the things we did. TCal said, yes, my husband and I went for our 7th anniversary and had a good time. Oh, that's good. Had an anniversary. What did we go for? We was trying to go somewhere new that we never been before. And I think what happened, we heard the Ricky Smiley show was broadcasting there, and it was actually when we went, it was a week after they went, but it wasn't that it was a week after they went, and pretty much everything was closed. Um, my husband said I eat dog and cat every time I go to my favorite Chinese restaurant. Wow, really? Why so much? Uh, they because reason why it's so much, the temperature there the whole time it stayed the same year round. So when it's cold here in America, they know people gonna come from the cold states to go there. So it's much more expensive to go this time of the year, and that's when they really make their money. Um, I'm back on your husband say I eat dog and cat every time I go to my favorite Chinese restaurant. Um, I have questions. That's why I said earlier that I know I have tried when it came down to the bear beef jerky. But at one point, I used to eat a lot of Chinese food, and sometimes I'm looking at this meat. I'm like, I don't know what type of meat, what type of chicken got that much meat on one little piece. How they shred that up. Um, so I'll probably have ate a little meow or woof woof. Uh, either one I probably have, but don't know. Um, Radio said I didn't have a choice. That's where the cruise ship I worked on went. Hey, that's gotta be a nice time. And then if it's during the busy time of the year, that would be it probably be pretty cool. Now it was one thing I did eat a lot while I was there. I will try different food because we was in Aruba. They had like food from different type of restaurants that was open, and it was different. Some I never tried before, and I said, okay. Like there was a place, um, something cone where they did like pizza in a cone or something, which was really a very good concept. And I think I seen a couple of places in the DFW area trying to have that same concept where they was making like pizza in a cone or something. But it was actually pretty good. So I ate quite a bit of that, and I think it was some Brazilian food or something they had. But it was good. I ate it. I will try different type of food. Um, I love Jamaican food, curry, and um, their oxtails. Um, but I do love curry, jerk chicken, and so I'm willing to try anything if I know what it is. If it's something I'm just not interested in, a snake, a rat, or cat, dog, not doing it. Not interested. Um, it depends on. Well, I'm not interested in eating none of those. Um, yeah, the red stripe beer. Gotta get that. Have to get that. I don't. I haven't seen none here in a while. I don't know if they still sell them here, but I also have to get that white Hennessy when you come back on the cruise ship. Um, I tried the white Hennessy when we went on our cruise a while back, and that's some pretty strong stuff. you gotta sneak into that because I used to take shots of Hennessy with friends, but that white Hennessy, it, it'll make you wake up a little bit. Then it'll tell you lay back down. Um, but white Hennessy was cool. We was on the boat and we was at the casino, and the casino host decided to buy drinks. So I didn't really want to drink. I was like, give me some water. She was like, oh no, he's paying for it. Get what you want. I said, y'all have any white Hennessy? She said, oh yeah. So she brought me some white Hennessy, and I think I told her put pineapple juice in it or something. And I was like, they put so much. I said, hold on, y'all need to cut this a little bit. Bring me some cranberry juice. So put some cranberry juice in it. It was better. I was like, that was strong. Um, Nothing like Mad Dog 2020. Wonder if that was a message back in the days when they named that Mad Dog 2020, because 2020 was a mad ass year. I, I just thought about that when you mentioned that Mad Dog. Mad Dog 2020. 2020 was a bad year for a lot of people. So that's kind of interesting. Never thought about it. But I used to, back days, um, me and some friends would get that Mad Dog or that Wild Irish Rose, and then be like, we always said the first person is drinking that poison off of it. But you had to be careful with that. And probably um, I I used to have a lot of parties back in the days, and um, having a party. So one time I had a fish fry. I forgot which birthday it was for. I lived in a 1 bedroom apartment, did security, and just so happened the security company that I worked for had that contract. So I had told the people up front, I said, hey, I'm having a birthday party. If it get too loud, let us know. They said, okay, cool. I said, matter of fact, y'all can come up there and get y'all some fish and fries and stuff. So they did that. Um, um, so they did that, and they walk in. Everybody stopped and looked. They didn't know what was going on. I'm like, it's cool. They came up, got a plate. They went back out, ate. But that next morning, uh, me and a family member, some people, a couple of young ladies decided to stay that night. And the next morning, they got up, cooked us. I think I had a package of weenies, some eggs, and biscuits in there. They got up, cooked breakfast, and had a couple of bottles of Thunderbird left. And one of them said, hey, you have it in a Kool-Aid? And I said, yeah, there's some up there. So she mixed Kool-Aid in the Thunderbird, shook it up real good, mixed it up, put it in the freezer. And that's what we had for breakfast. Mad Dog 2020 with some lemonade, Kool-Aid, um, some fried weenies, eggs, and biscuits. And that was a good meal. And so, um, that was fun. But not Mad Dog, Thunderbird. It was Thunderbird. But that Thunderbird Wild Irish Road, which was Ripple, back in the days, and that Mad Dog, that was the cheap man liquor. I wouldn't touch the stuff back now. Just like Boom Form back in the days, that was the cheap liquor. Um, I know we used to be able to get 3 bottles for $5 back in the days, and uh, um, so we would get 3 bottles of Boom Form for $5. And back in the days, I would take the first 2 bottles. When I turned them up, brought them down, they was empty. that third bottle I was sipping, and it was like Kool-Aid to me, but I wasn't drinking now because that was that cheap man liquor. Um, and some people say Boom Farm just made them sick altogether. I guess you got to got to take what your money can buy at that time. But now, I wonder if you miss Mad Dog and you. Ooh, that's a deadly combination right there, radio. I wouldn't try it. I would not try that at all. Um, nah, I wouldn't even drink Mad Dog. Um, that's the things we used to do when we was younger, which I don't hardly drink now. Um, I may drink a beer every once in a while, but hard liquor, I don't really drink um, that much of it. So it wouldn't, nah. If I drink something, it's because my wife want me to taste her drink or something. But give me some water, I'm good. I'm good. That's why I've lost so much weight, and it shows. Um, definitely shows because my clothes now is like no matter what I put on, I gotta tie my belt extra tight because my pants are falling off. I'm like, look, and I don't like to shop, but I'm gonna have to go soon. When I was a kid, the thing to drink was solid sound vodka. That sounded like some rubbing alcohol. Um, I seen some stuff today. Um, see if I can. I think it was a. Um, golly, I'm trying to think of a. I'm trying to make sure before I say it. Want to make sure I'm saying the right thing. But I seen this. I want to say it was. Um, hold on. I seen a billboard today, and I want to say it was. It's a new brandy out. I want to say it's brandy, but don't quote me on that. But it's like five different brands mixed together. Was supposed to be pretty smooth, and I'm like, I wonder how many proof is that? Because when my wife and I went to Vegas, um, a couple of months and well, not too long ago, went to Vegas and we did a whiskey tour, which was a little bit different. You had to be strong. Had to take yourself slowly, because I think the lowest proof was 120 proof, and from there it went up. It went up. No, it was 90 proof was the lower amount, and from there it went up. And I said, "Oh, that's not good." So I was like, they not gonna get me. Said I'm a beer guy, not into wine or hard liquor. I've been drinking, and if you're listening, we are looking for sponsors. Michelob Ultra, um, we can use some sponsorship coming next year. But Michelob Ultra is what I've been drinking lately, the infused, which is really good. It don't really taste like beer, but it have a good flavor to it. Um, I will drink that every once in a while, but not a whole bunch. I keep them in the house for if I do want one. So Michelob, y'all holler at me. If you need a sponsorship, y'all holler at me. Support a black owned business. Just saying. Um, stand by real quick, radio. Um, we're getting ready to end the show on Anchor for the night. We're gonna keep it going on our other platforms, so definitely tune in. Good night, Anchor. All right, sorry about that, radio. Yeah, but uh, back in, I guess I go to phases. Cause back in the days, I used to drink a lot of beer. But let me take that back. Bull, Slick Smoke, like a Bull was my beer back in the days, and then I went to MGD. Then I went to Bud Ice, and um, so I used to drink a lot of beer back in the days, and then I stopped, and then I did liquor. Well, I did wine. It started off with Thunderbird and all of that, then went to beer, then to wine. While you Zinfandel, we do need a sponsor. Wine companies, we need a sponsor. And then we did start doing hard liquor. I would mix back and forth, but right now, I do drink. Um, I don't drink as much as I did before. So I do partake, and if I find something I like, I always tell my friends, "Hey, y'all need to try this." When I'm in the U.S., I like Michelob. If you never tried the Michelob Ultra, it's infused with pear and apple. I think. Don't quote me on that. I believe it's pear in it, but it have a smooth taste, real light. Um, and it don't have that beer flavor, but it's actually pretty good. Um, so if y'all carry that up in Canada, um, definitely um, try it out. They have cans and bottles. I prefer the bottles because that was the first one I tried was the bottle, and it seemed like the bottle tastes better than the can. But I have both. I do have both, so it's real smooth. Um, it don't have that real strong beer flavor. Um, I used to, I guess back in the days, I would buy like a 12 pack every week. That would last me through the week because whenever I come home from work, I may drink a beer or two, and then by the weekend I'll buy another 12 pack. But now there are certain beers that um, that run through me. I try to stay away from them. Like the flavor, but I don't like having to get up, go to the restroom all the time. Beer is a lot cheaper in the U.S. than it is here. I'm sure it is. Well, because they ship from here. Uh, Excuse me. Coors Light is okay, but Coors Light is one of those beers that run through me. Um, I drink those of like a couple of minutes after I drink them, I'm going to the bathroom. So I like the flavor, especially if they're real cold. Now that's another thing. If I'm drinking a beer, it have to be very cold. Once it get warm, mm-mm. I've seen people can have a beer for an hour and still be drinking on it. I can't do that. It have to be cold for me, very cold, and then I can drink it. So, but now, I guess my mind is set on different things. We are Miss Risky and I both. We used to have drinks on the show, different type of drinks. Um, um, but now I'm in the process of trying to lose weight. Now, the good thing, Michelob Ultra Infused is a low calorie beer, so that's actually good to drink. Um, and it wouldn't really affect me, but because I'm so active, I try not to uh, drink too much alcohol. I try to drink more water than anything. Guinness is very popular. It's very popular here in Texas. Um, I've had them. I'm not a. It's okay if that's what they have. I will drink it. Um, but yeah, I wouldn't go into a bar and ask for one. But it's okay. Um, but it's very popular here. Very popular beer, especially at bars. They'll have the signs up for it, the posters up on the wall, stuff like that. So it is very popular for that. Um, and I know a lot of friends that drink it too. Um, for me, I've had them several times, but I just like a good, clean, crisp beer. And right now, what's what I have in stock at home is going to be the Michelob Ultra Infused. Um, I keep those in icebox for if I ever decide I want to drink. I grab one, be like, hey, here you. I have taste for a drink. Now I do have some liquor at home too, and um, some I've tried, some I haven't, but occasionally, um, depends on what's going on. Um, I may decide to fix a cocktail, or if someone come over to the house, I'll fix them one. And they be like, "You not drinking?" Mm-mm. Every once in a while, I have a drink, but I don't drink like what I used to. But but when I do want to drink, yeah, I will do it. I don't know what's going on next year, but my wife said for my birthday next year we're gonna turn up, hit a milestone. So we're gonna turn up. Uh, um, yeah, uh, it was one lager that I like. Man, I forgot what it was. Do y'all have Blue Moon up there? Blue Moon is a smooth beer too. Um, it's a little bit different and smooth. I've had all of them, but when it's a beer like that, it have to be extremely cold. And if I go out to a bar, I don't like um I lost train of thought. I don't like a beer in a mug. I want it straight out the cooler. Um, um, I don't want a glass of beer. I'm a I'm always get a bottle or a can or something, but it have to be cold. Um, that's just my preference. I know everybody's different, but that's just me. What is that beer? It's not cool. Um, golly, it's a Spanish beer. Um, golly, it's not Corona. The other one. I haven't seen Blue Moon up here in Britain. They don't chill their beer in the fridge. They just keep it in the cup. Or oh, I gotta have it ice cold. I That's the only way I can really do beer. What is that beer? Um, golly, hold on. Now I'm gonna have to pull it up. Um, and it's a popular beer. Um, Doseki. I like those. And then they have I want to say it's a Doseki. Oh, Modella, which is good. That classic and their lager, both is good. I like both of those. It's pretty smooth. Coronas, of course, I like. Dosekis are good. Um, those, but as for Mexican beers, that's what those are the ones I like. Um, they not too strong on you, not too, because certain beer will upset my stomach, and so I'm very choosy about what I do drink. And trying to think, it was another one. I've seen that. I haven't tried it. I haven't tried it. Seemed like I've seen that in the cooler, but or something similar to it. I haven't tried it, but Blue Moon is real smooth. Um, but any type of beer I drink, it need to be very cold. That's the only way I'm gonna drink it. Um, I learned how to play pool uh, from beer, which I haven't played in years, but uh, it cost me very. It was very expensive to learn how to play pool because back then, when you played pool, if you lose, you had to buy a beer. And one night, I had a line of beer bottles and cans up on the window shield at the club, and I'm like, those are all the ones I bought. I need to step my game up. So I learned how to play pool from having to buy so much beer. And I was like, that could be pretty expensive. That's a hard lesson to learn. So, but it's definitely, um, uh, I drink when I want to, but I don't just drink just for the hell of it. And I'm safe about doing it because I'm not finna drink and then turn around and get behind the wheel of a car either and end up killing myself or somebody else. So I'm very mindful of that, especially about having a CDL. It's a higher uh, penalty for me. Um, so I have to protect my license at all time. I used to play a lot of pool back in the days. Now I totally suck at it again. Yeah, it's been several years since I played, and it's hard. Once I get back into it, I can pick it back up. Oh, excuse me. But if I have my mind right to play, I can play. Now, one of my late uncles, um, they call him Strong Arm. When he played pool, he would go up when he got ready to break. He'll stand straight up one hand and he'll just take the stick to break. And he probably knocked damn near all the balls in if he didn't knock them all in. And I was like, man, so his son-in-law, he showed him how to do it. So we used to go all the time and play pool whenever we got together. And I just enjoyed watching them break the balls because you standing straight up just with one hand holding the stick and you breaking the ball and half the balls going to the pockets. It's like, okay. And where I used to play it, if you knocked the 8 ball in on the break, you won the game. My wife and I talked about getting one, um, but we considered another game, air hockey, because a pool table. She didn't play. I didn't want to play by myself, so we said we'll get something that we both would play. And that's why we did air hockey. And yeah, now we don't even have time to play that. Don't tell I said it though. But and what else? We kind of upset because we like, damn. Now the air hockey table, we selling them for like $2.99. I'm like, man, we could have saved $100. Waited. Um, but yeah, we talked about a pool table, but it's each its own. I knew for me a pool table, I wasn't gonna want to play pool all the time, and air hockey is a good workout because whenever I play it, I'm working up a sweat, and anybody come to the house, we gotta play air hockey because I'm like, look, you're not finna come to my house and beat me, so then if I lose, you gotta go. Nah, I'm not petty like that. I take the laws with my head up high. I think so far, well, we normally play 2 out of 3 games, and so far, only one time I lost 2 games. But it was a fight. It was a fight. Came down to the end, so that was pretty good. But it's a good workout. Um, but I love pool. I, I was like, now we was trying to weigh our options between a pool table, air hockey, or big poker table. But I was like, you know what? With poker right now, we're not doing poker, so we can eliminate that. Pool, I will be the only one playing, and um, but air hockey, we both can play each other. Uh, could Miss Risky give you a run for your money in air hockey? I don't know. You know, Miss Risky say I live too far. Talking about that's like a road trip. No, it's not. It, it's really not that far. But I've uh, been having a gift for her. Um, I'm trying to think of how long have it been. Had it been since April, almost a year now. I'm like, hey, you need to come get your gift. And she hadn't came yet. She called me Thanksgiving. She was like, I was gonna come, but I pulled it up on the GPS and that's too far. And I'm like, all right, whatever. So Miss Risk, if you listening, uh, you already know you have an open invitation. So y'all make that trip, make that ride. But she probably won't come. Tell her I'm gonna have to meet you somewhere to give you your gift. I don't know. It wasn't her birthday gift. It may have been. I don't know. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. I think we got it in April. I ran across something and said, "Oh, you like this? I'm gonna mess around and be your Christmas gift. We're gonna switch it to your Christmas gift since you taking so long to come get it." So yeah, but it's always um, now Miss Risk is very competitive. Don't get it twisted because we met playing poker. She'll be sitting there laughing, joking with you, and be betting at the same time and beating your tail in poker. So don't get it twisted. She's very good and patient in poker, and she'll just sit there and play along with you, be laughing, joking, and next thing you know, you sitting on the side holding your wife purse, waiting for her to get out. That's 2 people I don't like to play in poker. Miss Risky and my wife. Mm-mm. Don't like playing with neither one of them. Because normally they always gonna take my chips. And I'm like, nope, not gonna do it. So but tomorrow night, Miss Risky will be in the house. Please do not forget, go to YouTube. Subscribe to the channel if you're not. Speak on it with who you with, Kurt, though. And once you do that, just type in the comments, speak on it. You will be entered into the drawing that's going to end on the 31st. And then from there, we will turn around. If you turn around and go to other platform that we're on, do the same thing. Subscribe, like, whatever you have to do. Especially if you're on TikTok, because I'm so close to being able to go live on TikTok. That's one of the things we want to do next year is integrate TikTok where we could go live on TikTok at the same time, because there's a lot of people that that's dealing with a lot of stuff that we talk about on the show, but they don't realize it's a platform for that. And that's what we bring from the show is talk about things that people normally don't talk about. So definitely, if you're able to go to those platforms, definitely subscribe, like the videos, whatever you have to do. Radio said, I just watched The Last Dance. Michael Jordan was compared at everything. He wouldn't leave your house until he beat you at air hockey. I haven't watched it yet, but I've told this story before when I actually met him before. Um, he was still playing when I met him. I was had just started driving trucks and used to go up to Chicago all the time. So, and Gary, unfortunately, the ex-Democrat that ran as president as a Republican had a casino up in Chicago, up in Gary, Indiana, Donald Trump. So one night I went there, got the company car, only had 1 hour, got the company car, went there, played blackjack, um, and I went in some good money. And then I turned around and realized Michael Jordan was on the boat. He was playing blackjack by himself, had over $180,000 in front of him, just him and himself. Well, just playing by himself, but playing two hands. He'll play two hands, just putting money up and all of this, and people standing around, they got it all roped and all of this. So he was back, and someone would grab the cigar and start running. Normally, the boats would sell off, but it was a medical emergency, so they couldn't sell off. And because they couldn't sell off, the woman grabbed his cigar and ran off the boat. But Mike, he was well, I didn't speak to him. I seen what he was doing. I kept walking because I'm like, he put his drawers on just like I put mine on. But there was a lot of people standing around having a good time, just watching him, and which is cool. Um, but I'm gonna have to watch The Last Dance. A lot of people have talked about it. I just haven't had the time to do it. It's a lot of shows I'm trying to catch up on, but the struggle is real. Because sometimes I could be sitting up, my wife and I watching a show, and I'll be up there fighting, trying to stay woke. Like, look, I'm not gonna be able to do it. Kind of like how I'm fighting now. 'Cause I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm exhausted. So, um, yeah, that's why I heard it's real long, and I heard Pippen is in his feelings about it. Um, so I'm gonna have to check it out. Make time after the holidays. Um, a lot of people had told me I should watch. I'm gonna say Kyle Rittenhouse, but uh, uh, Colin Kaepernick documentary too, which I didn't realize that was a series. And The thing is with him, on the previews, when they show that police officer pull him over with his dad showing him how to drive and how that cop got smart with him, I'm like, we still dealing with this today. Excuse me. I always have me some backup water up here. I have a cup, and then my other cup, I call this my little snitch cup, because it'll come on my watch when it's time for me to drink water. Then it'll light up like, well, it just lit up. It'll light up at the bottom saying indicating it's time for me to drink. It measures how much water I drink. And when it measures how much water I drink, it keep track of it. Which a lot of time I don't always drink out of it. I have to go back and add how much water I drank with it. Because other than that, I come up real short. Then it send me little messages on my watch talking about the desert is dry. You may want to drink up or something like that. It'll say all type of crazy stuff, but it does do that. I just wish it was bigger. See if I can get it to light up real quick. Normally after I drink, it'll light up. So it's light up at the bottom because it's measuring it because the weight of it had changed. So, but tomorrow night, Miss Risky will be in the house. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I'm gonna go and take me a shower, lay it down 3:45, come early in the morning. So until tomorrow night, Miss Risky and I will be back on the show. This will be our last show for the year. We've been talking about the show for a while, the difference between black laws and white laws, and we're going to have some cases, similar crimes, but different time. So we're going to discuss that tomorrow, and we're going to have a good time. Wait a minute, I said tomorrow. No, today is, my days is off. Today is Tuesday. On Thursday, I will be back tomorrow, but it'll be Thursday when I'm with Miss Risky. So yeah, I'm tired because I work so much. Some days I don't even know what day of the week it is, and but that's a good thing. So so other than that, I will see y'all tomorrow night if the Lord say the same. Then on Thursday, Miss Risky will be here. So until then, I love each and every one of you. Peace.